Hello everyone. In the previous video, we learned about C++ structure. In this video, we're going to talk about nested structure. So a nested structure is a struct within another struct. So before we get started with coding, let's look at this simple example. So to better understand a nested structure, let's look at this system and subsystems. So the full system is the car. The car has members such as the model, the year, and many others. Within the car, we have many subsystems. For this example, I'm going to focus on the battery and the engine. The battery is one subsystem within the car. So for this one will be a struct within the car struct. Also, the engine will be another struct within the car struct. So this way we can assign members to the engine, such as horsepower and torque, and members for the battery, such as capacity, voltage, and so forth. Also, within the battery, we can have other subsystems like the cell, the bus bars, and so forth. And each one of these subsystems will have some specific members, like the cell, if we're interested in the count, how many cells we have within the battery, the capacity of each cell. Also, we can define these variables. So looking at this picture here, a car will be a struct. The battery will be another struct within the car struct. The engine will be another struct within the car struct. And the cell will be a struct within the battery, which is within the car. So let's see how we can do this in C++ to organize our code and declare struct within a struct. We're going to start with the lowest one. We're going to start with the cell and then declare a struct for the battery, declare a struct for the engine, and then declare a struct for the car. So let's get started. So let's start with the cell, as we mentioned. So to declare a struct for the cell, simply we use the word struct as we saw in the previous video, and we give it a name. So I'm going to simply call it cell with capital C, open curly bracket, close curly bracket, and end it with a semicolon. Let's pick some cell members. As we said, the count, like how many cells we have. So this will be an integer type. Let's call it count. And then also, let's say we're interested in the capacity of the cell. So this will be float or double. Let's call it cell capacity. Upstream from the cell, we have the battery, and the cell lives inside the battery. So let's declare a struct battery. So to declare another struct, let's also use the keyword struct, and let's give it a name. So I'm going to simply call it battery. Same thing, open curly bracket, close curly bracket, and terminate it with semicolon. So for the battery, let's declare some members. Let's say we're interested in the capacity of the battery. So this will be float or double. So float capacity, or you can call it bat capacity. It doesn't matter. And then let's say we're interested in the voltage of the battery. So that this will be float voltage. And now the cell will be a struct within the battery. So to declare a struct within a struct, the cell lives inside the battery. We're going to use the word of the struct name that we called cell in this example. So we're going to call it cell. And then we're going to give it a variable name. You can call it anything that you want. You can call it C or anything you want. I'm going to call it cell with a lowercase c. So now this one here will be struct within the battery struct. Also, we saw that within the car we have the engine and has some members. So let's declare another struct. Let's call it engine. And then also the engine have some variables or members. So let's say we're interested in the horsepower and the torque. Those will be float or double type, horsepower, and float data type. Let's call it torque. So now we're done with all the subsystems. We still have the car, the whole system. So let's declare a struct and call it car. So this will be struct car. And let's see what members we have within the car struct. So we said we're interested in the model year of the car. So this will be string model, Chevy, GMC, Ford, and so forth. Let's also, if we're interested in the year, this will be an integer data type. Let's call it year. And also within the car, we have couple subsystems. The engine is downstream from the car, and the battery is downstream from the car, as we saw in here. So the battery and the engine, they live within the car. So let's also declare these structs within the car struct. So for the engine, we use the same name here, engine, and we can give it a variable name. So let's call it, I'm going to call it ENG, stands for engine. Also, we have the battery. I'm going to use the same word, battery, and let me call it bat. So these here will be a struct within a struct. This one also will be struct inside another struct. So same as this one, struct within a battery struct. I mean a struct inside the battery struct. Okay, so far so good. So now let's see how we can access members in this struct. So let's say we have two car models. So let's say car, you can call it car 1 as we use in the previous example. Also, let's say we have another car, car 2. So to assign a value for the model, we can use the dot operator. So for car 1, let's do car 1 first. So we'll use car 1 dot model. Since this is a string, so we'll be in between double quotation. Let's say this is a Chevy. And to declare a number for the year, also we can use the same thing. Car 1 dot year equal, let's say this is a 2023. And now let's see how this is new from the last example. Let's see how we can assign a number for the horsepower of the engine. So we start with the top level system, which is the car 1 dot. And then since we're gonna assign engine related members, so we're gonna use the engine inside the car we called ENG. So we can use the word ENG, and then inside the engine we have the horsepower and the torque. So to assign a value for the horsepower, we use dot horsepower. Let's say this is 617, and then similarly also for the torque. So we're gonna use car1 dot the struct name ENG dot to assign value for the torque, we use dot torque equal, let's say 553, just throw numbers in there. So if you want to pause the video and see how you can assign variables to the battery members, we have capacity, voltage, cell. So I always want to start with the top level system, which is the car 1 dot. So the battery lives directly in the car. So car 1 dot, the battery struct variable we called bat, B-A-T-T. So use car 1 dot bat dot. And now you can use, if you want to assign value for the capacity, you use the word capacity equal, let's say this is a 75. And same thing similarly for the voltage. So car1 dot bat dot voltage equal, let's say this is a 400 volt. And lastly, let's see how we can assign values for the cell struct members. Also start with the top level system, which is the car1 dot. Now we're interested in the cell. So the cell lives inside the battery and the battery lives inside the car. So we do car1 dot bat dot the cell struct name, we gave it cell with a lower c dot. Now inside the cell we set the count and the cell capacity. So to assign value for the count, so car1 dot bat dot cell dot count equal, let's assume we have 96 cells in this battery. And then also to assign a value for the cell capacity, so we can use the same thing, car1 dot bat dot cell dot, we called it cell capacity. We can copy paste it so we don't make mistake. Let's say this is 2.5. So this is how we can assign values to a struct within a struct. Now let's see how we can print them out, and this should be easy. I think you should already know that because it's the same idea from the last video. So let's say we want to access the let's say we want to access the capacity of the battery. So we use cout battery capacity is, and then simply we're going to use this name as it is. Let's start a new line, and then let's also access another member. So let's say we want to access the cell capacity. So cell capacity is, then also use this same exact name. So I'm going to copy, paste it. Also, we can start a new line. So now if we execute this program, we should see the battery capacity value and the cell capacity value. So as expected, the battery capacity is 75 and the cell capacity is 2.5. So this was all about nested structure in C++. In the next video, we can expand on this example to find the most powerful car and print its information on the screen. If you're finding these videos helpful, please subscribe to my channel as I always upload new videos, like and comment. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful.
Enjoyed this video? Subscribe to the Computer Engineering Notebook for more tutorials on computer architecture, embedded systems, and hardware design. And hit the bell to catch the next one.